Right, I filmed these plants well, 2 days ago now and featured it on my flower sowing video for March, and these are the stocks. And to be honest with you, when I filmed them, I could have taken them off this heat then. They've been on this heat mat now for about, must be getting on for 5 or 6 days, but they could have come off at 3 or 4 days really, and it's exactly what I'm going to do. I've got good germination right across. There's 1 or 2 empty spaces, but I'm really not concerned about that because they're 40 cell trays, so I've got 80 plants there feasibly, probably more like 70 or just a bit less, but they're coming off and they're going down to the allotments. But I want to show you this underneath and something else that I've got. This is a heat mat underneath here, and I used to use this before I used the beast propagator, which is just behind me here, and I used this in a similar scenario to this. I had it in a sort of a case, in like a bit of a cup, like a bit of a cupboard really, in essence, and that kept the heat up. It's only an ambient heater, you can't set the temperature, but I've got a thermostat and we'll have a look at that just now. So this is the beast propagator. It's got a soil warming cable underneath it. You can just see the cable poking out here, and it's underneath into this sand here, and that's the bed. And I moved to that from this heat mat here. It also has a probe which I put in this compost, but this comes from this thermostat here. Now this is one I'm trying for this year. I used to use one of these thermostats with my my heat mat, but when I upgraded and got a soil warming cable, this thing, I took this thermostat from the heat mat, rolled the heat mat up, or heat mats as I used to have then, and put them away. But this, as I say, is a new thermostat. You can see the difference in temperature from not having them in having the heat mat within a sort of a cupboard. I'm maintaining about 17 degrees on the new thermostat and about 23 on the soil warming cable, but I think I could maintain sort of 22, 23 on this one if I put the heat mat in a cabinet, which I may yet do. But as I said, this thing is quite expensive. It's worth it, but it's getting on for about, I think it was 80 and 90 quid. This one from Elixir, and as I say, I must stress, I'm only testing it this year, it's new to me, was just over 20 quid. So we'll see what differences over the year, what difference it makes. And as I say, this heat mat that's just behind me here, I might actually put into some sort of a cabinet. We'll see on that. But for now, these stocks are going down to the allotment, because as far as I'm concerned, apart from pricking out the bad one in each cell, there's 2 plants in each cell, they're done and ready to plant, so to speak, because they'll just grow on my hanging shelves down in the main polytunnel, and these won't be far behind it. These are scabious. So yeah, it's up to the polytunnel with the stocks. So these are the stocks from up at home, and apart from a bit of mollycoddling, in which for a few weeks I'll just take them off there and go and water them from underneath, because the compost can green up terribly here if it gets too wet. And once they're bigger, stronger plants, they can take the water in the same as all the rest of the plants around here can. But as far as I'm concerned, in less than a week there, I've got 80 odd plants, so that's a bonus. And the great thing is now is that heat mat at home is now available for more plants, more seeds to go on. So again, keeping that flow going and making that my life that much easier by spreading that load. It's not all at one go. So there we go, the plants are filling up in here, the plants are filling up in the greenhouse at home, and I've still got seeds to sow. But by doing it the way I've been doing it, it just keeps everything nice and relaxed. So there we go. All say, ah. Hello everybody. So I've come down today to carry on with these beds outside. You can probably hear, I don't know if you can, but I hope it's raining anyway. And so indoor jobs day. I've got, these are my Zebrun shallots. There you go, Tony. Look at that. He says he can't grow them. I think he can. He just isn't trying hard enough. But he's getting a bit tardy in his old age. He's semi-retired now. But we'll get him sorted out with that. Actually, we've had a breakthrough with Tony. He is now sieving compost. That's brilliant. Made up for him. Right. I digress. Popping these seedlings on today. These are marigolds, and then I'll crack on with the shallots a bit after. So these were sown, I think, either at the start of April, start of February, or mid-February, and just as a trial. I don't normally sow them that early, to be honest, but I thought I'll just see if they'll go and grow, and they have. So very pleased with that, because that means in future, as I grow a lot of marigolds and the tajit every year, that will make things easier in the years to come. So there we go. And because this is sieved compost, you can see here I've got a big lump of seedlings, but because it's sieved compost, and this is the time saver, what you've got to do is shake them off, and you've now got perfectly separated plants. If you're pricking plants out of compost that you haven't sieved, you won't be able to do that. You'll be pulling at them, you'll be breaking the roots. But you saw that, just shook the compost off, and now I can get on. So whereas some people say, I haven't got time for sieving compost, I can't do that, I just haven't got the time to do it. You're actually saving yourself time by doing it. And you're making the seed sowing easier and better, and giving yourself a higher success rate by doing it. So there we go. As I say, these are the benefits of actually sieving compost. I mean, you can see how easy this is, and within a couple of minutes, this whole seed tray, 40 cells, will be potted on, and in 10 minutes I will have done all of those. If you were pricking out of compost that you hadn't sieved, you wouldn't be able to do that. It would take you so much more time. So again, clump of compost, seedlings, just shake it off, and you've got separate plants ready to go. It's that easy. So do give that a go. It's worth sieving your compost. And well done, Tony, for getting sorted on that. So I do believe that, actually, a bit of a plug on Tony, but I do believe that on Thursday, he's got a sowing video coming out, so you'll want to watch that, and you'll see him hopefully sieving compost. So it should be Thursday, might be Friday. You know, he's semi-retired now, he's a bit tardy, you know. So he'll get me back for that, don't you worry. So anyway, there we go. That's how easy potting on seedlings should be. There we go. I'll get these finished off. I'm gonna come back and do the shallots. Cheers, Tony. Now they get floated in my little dip tank here, so that they're watered from underneath. There we go. That's 80 marigolds potted on, 5 minutes. So it's almost the same, exactly the same as for the marigolds that we just did. I've got a big plastic tray here, 84 cell tray, and it's plastic, and it's, you know, it's on its last legs. But I'm going to use it to destruction, then we're not wasting the plastics. Then they'll go recycled through a recycle bin. And I'm using the plastic ones simply because at the minute, all of my containerised trays of this size are in use. I'm awaiting some more. There's some more coming, and then we'll carry on. But again, just taking a clump out of there, shook them off, and now I can individually pick up a little seedling and plant it on. These are a little bit more tricky. The roots are a little bit longer, but if these roots were wrapped around unsieved compost and you're wanting to pot them on, and you'd be pulling them out, you'd be breaking these roots, which is not really what you want to be doing, is breaking roots of your young seedlings, you know. So again, and then just potting them on, and all I'm doing is using my homemade dibber and making a decent hole for these roots to go in, because they're a little bit more fiddly. This will take me a little bit longer than it did with the marigolds, but still it's saving me time by using the sieved compost. I'm absolutely convinced of that. Well, I've been doing this for years, so I'm more than happy doing this. And there's quite a lot of seedlings in here to pot on. So I'll bring you back when it's all done. So there we go, I've got a flat of 84 shallots done there. Looks like I'm going to get another flat, because that's all I've used out of there. I'll get another flat or another near full flat. So that's good, because I adore these, and I would rather have these than onions. I'd rather have these than the red onions, to be honest with you, which I also really like. But yeah, if I've got those, I'm happy. Now, I'm going to water these from below like I have with the marigolds. I'll go and float them in the tray in a minute. And when it comes to planting them, I'll be looking probably in about a month's time, simply because I'm hoping that those cells then will be full of roots. I don't want them over full, I want them just full. So as soon as I start seeing them coming from underneath, seeing the roots coming from the little hole underneath, I know I'm getting ready. And then it becomes weather dependent, whether I can get on the ground, get out there and get them planted. But I'll be looking sort of around mid to late April, getting them in the ground. If they do really well in here, we get a good spell of weather, and they do grow and fill those cells very quickly, then it could be the start of April. It could be. It's all dependent on those plants now as to when they get them planted out. I want them out in the ground as quickly as possible, moved on out of this tunnel, so that I can bring more plants down. So with those brought down today, I've made space in the greenhouse at home, as I did when I brought the marigolds down, was it yesterday or the day before, and the stocks that are up here now, that's made space. So now I can go and sow some more seeds, get them on the propagators in the greenhouse and keep a daily eye on them. And this is the continual cycle. I want them sown the seeds at home, fetched down here, potted on, grown on, planted out, complete circle all the time. Keep that going. So anyway, that's it for this day. Don't forget to check out Tony's channel. I will put a full link underneath to his channel. Have a look at that. He is sieving soil this week, apparently. Yes. So I'm pleased I got another convert to the sieving the compost camp. And also don't forget to check out his channel on Monday nights as well, because he does a live feed and he has guests on. I've been on there twice now, and I think, all being well, I'll be on again next Monday evening. And I'll say I was on with just me and Tony the first week, then me, Tony, and a very nice American lady called Audrey. She's got her own channel. I won't give you the link just yet because she hasn't produced any content, but she will be, won't you, Audrey? So don't forget to check that out next Monday night. But for now, I'll be back in a couple of days with some more seed sowing and potting on and more antics down here. So do look after yourselves and please stay safe. The figures are on the rise again, so please be careful out there. I'll see you all very, very soon. Ta-ra now.